Welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbau. Let's start off with the Black Stars because former Black Stars head coach James Kwesi Appiah has applied to become the head of the technical team for a third time. The Ghana Football Association is still on a search for a new head coach following the resignation of Otto Addo after Ghana's 2022 FIFA World Cup campaign. Appiah is set to have applied for the vacant role as the head coach, which could see him return to the dugout for the third time. The 62-year-old earlier on Joy Sports Prime Take revealed he wouldn't shy away from applying for the role if it was made open by the Ghana Football Association. And Joy Sports understand the former player has now put in his CV to become the next coach of the national team. Remember, Appiah's first stint with the Black Stars was between 2012 and 2014, before also coming back in 2019, where he led the nation to the 2019 African Cup of Nations. Earlier this week, the sports minister, Mustafa Yusuf, hinted the Ghana FA are close to appointing a new head coach with the 2023 AFCON qualifiers close to resumption. Chris Hughton is also reported to be in the running for the job as well. Well, to some update from the CHAN, where Ghana is playing Sudan. Ghana is currently leading by 2-1 there, and a win will guarantee Ghana's qualification to the next stage of the competition. So we'll keep you posted on happenings relative to that game. But let's get to some boxing now, because Joseph Awinongya Jnr. is a 15-year-old Ghanaian standout athlete in the world of youth boxing. Now, Awinongya Jr. has become one of the most exciting young boxers of recent years, who currently lives in the United States of America, but hails from Bongo in the Upper East region. His coach and dad, Joseph Awinongya, was also a boxer himself, but has stopped and is now training his son. Junior has won over 14 national boxing titles in the USA. He won the Silver Gloves National Championship in 2017 and 2018, the St. Louis National Championship, the Junior Olympic National Championship, Wisconsin National Championship, and the USA National Championship, all on multiple occasions. In fact, in recognition of his many achievements, the International Boxing Federation awarded the youngster a congratulatory belt to honor his focus and determination within the sport. Interestingly also, he is an actor best known for his roles in I Am Your Keeper, directed by Joel Kapiti, and Dreams and Fight in America. We have the privilege of speaking to him on Prime Sports tonight. He is one that Azuma Nelson has high praise for, and likewise, even Floyd Mayweather Sr. also has some very, very good words as far as his future is concerned. Joseph, it's so good to see you, and I can see you are very much excited and looking forward to the interview. I mean, let's just get straight at it. Talk to me about your journey in boxing so far. It's been 15, at age 15, you know, in a ring where you have been beaten left, right, and center. How's the journey been for you so far?
The journey's been good. I've been doing this for now 10 years, and I've got many opportunities due to boxing. So I know the route that I'm taking will bring me far in life, so I'm going to continue doing it.
I mean, let's go even all the way to the beginning, how this started for you, because I read somewhere that, of course, your father is a former boxer, and you indicated that, well, I mean, your father, you know, you pretty much took inspiration from him. Talk to me from where all of this began. At what point in your life did you say, well, I want to do boxing?
I chose to do boxing. My dad came back from one of his, he was training a pro fighter. He came back from a fight, and I told him that I would like to start doing boxing there. He told me that it would be a hard thing for me to do. He also notified me that if I wanted to continue doing boxing, I would have to put full focus into my schoolwork as well. So from there, I've been also excelling at school. I'm in college right now at the age of 15. And when I went from 5, when I turned 8, that's when I started boxing, like fighting other people. But from 5 to 8, just training with him.
Well, interesting. From 5 to 8, you've been training with him. I mean, let's go all the way back to your first fight, when you got into the ring and you got the opportunity to, you know, be engaged in your first fight. Talk to me about your memory of that moment. When was that even?
This was, my first fight was 7 years ago. I
Wow.
remember that because I got fight of the night and I won my fight. So they said I had the best fight of the night, and then it was a great experience for me to continue doing the sport because say I would have got a different outcome and maybe would have changed my mindset a little bit. But from winning my first fight, knowing that I had the abilities to excel in the sport allowed me to continue going.
Well, interesting. I mean, I was just looking at your records, and you have over 14. You've won over 14 championships. That's impressive in a span of how many years? 10 years now. I mean, 7 to 10 years now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the first championship you won. Talk to me about that. When was that?
I won my first national tournament in 2017. It was the Silver Glove Nationals. So when I was, I believe, 9 years old, that's when I won my first national. And then on, from all the way to 9 to 15 now, it's been 14 national tournaments. So I've really worked up a lot in the sport of boxing in the U.S.
I mean, and in the USA boxing, you're ranked number one. I mean,
Yeah.
that literally makes you an enviable person because clearly everybody wants to be number one. How does it feel being number one in the US? I mean, every other boxer within your division, looking to oust you from that position. How's the feeling been like in these last few months that you've been in that very position as number one?
Yeah, I've been ranking in number one since the age of 9, so this isn't too much of a new thing to me. So, knowing
Wait,
that a lot of
since you've been ranked number one since the age of 9,
yeah
and you're
during
15
different
now. So
occasions.
for
Yep.
almost 6 years, you've been ranked number one.
Yes, in the U.S. So I've been going through this feeling for a long time. But every tournament that you go to, you have to put everything out there to keep your position. So, this is something that I'm used to.
I mean, it definitely will come with a lot of pressure. Being number one for 6 years running, every championship you go into, definitely there's going to be that nervousness. Am I going to lose my position? But there's also the motivation to want to retain your position. I mean,
Yeah.
it must be a tough position to be in, to be number one for 6 years running and always looking to retain it.
Yeah. So they have maybe like 4 different nationals every year. So I go to everyone, get my points up, always make sure that I go to every fight and do my best to win.
Interesting. I mean, visuals on the screen is when you visited Mayweather, gym there. That when I came across, it was like that's like the place where dreams are birthed. Talk to me about it. When was this? And let's go through the experience of meeting even Mayweather Senior and all of those athletes you met in the gym there. When was this visit to the place?
I would say this visit is when I was around 11 years old. This was something with one of the other boxers, Carmel Moden. I went there. I met with him. That's one of the first time that we met with him. One of the boxers that worked with Floyd, and then I was able to also meet Floyd Mayweather Sr. I was able to meet a lot of people that helped me to continue moving on this journey. A lot of people that have made it in the sport, and it gave me more motivation. It gave me more insight on the choices to make in the future.
I mean, let's revisit your conversation with Floyd Mayweather Sr. What exactly did he tell you?
He just told me some of the routes that him and his son went through. He told me to continue moving in the sport. He believes that I can make it, and it was just some kind and generous words that he gave.
I mean, then let's just link it up to Mayweather Jr. himself. I mean, to what extent does he, motivate you? Because he's definitely a legend as far as boxing is concerned. And for a lot of people, they're just looking up to him because he finds himself in the league of Mike Tyson and the likes. But I mean, to what extent does Mayweather Jr. Himself, motivate the career that you're pursuing?
Yeah, Mayweather Jr., Muhammad Ali, all of those people motivate me to continue moving in the sport. And it's the places that they've made it, it always gives me the courage to do the sport. And I know myself that now as I'm growing older, I've been getting more and more involved, and I've seen how much I can accomplish. So it's amazing.
Again, we've seen another visuals where you meet Ghana's finest, Africa's finest,
Yes.
and that was when you came to Ghana. We're going to see the visuals when you arrive at the Kotoka International Airport, and I mean, the reception was incredible. And we understand you didn't even expect it. It's almost, you know, got you teary a bit. But let's talk about when you visited Ghana and the experience that you had, especially meeting the professor of boxing himself, Zunzuman Nelson there.
Yeah, coming to Ghana, meeting Zuma Nelson, meeting all of my supporters from Ghana, it was a great experience. Zuma Nelson, knowing everybody knows how much he brings to the sport of boxing in Ghana, around the world, and being able to also get pointers from him for me to work on my game, for me to hear what he's been through to make it to his position. It's being in boxing, having this community around you, it's amazing. And when I came to Ghana, when I first came, the airport, it was seeing so many people arrive. It was a new experience that many don't get to be involved in. So just knowing that I'm a part of this culture, knowing that I'm a part of these supportive people, it's always amazing to know.
I mean, great. Let's just still stay on that Ghanaian connection, because also you made some donation of boxing gloves to, you know, boxers, young boxers in the country. Talk to me about it. I mean, why did you engage in that? Very young, 15 years of age, and already, you know, trying to be generous with boxing. I mean, what did you see to, you know, drive you to want to give these, you know, because they count in excess of 50 gloves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What made me choose to do this? From when I was young, I've always been supported by the Ghanaian community. I've always been supported by many young boxers coming from Ghana. So I know that it's hard to make it from Ghana, making it far in boxing. So I'm trying to be involved in to make as much of a donation that I can to help uplift them to the point where I'm at as well. So whatever I could do, I always try to help to bring Ghanaian boxers higher.
I mean, beyond donating, you know, to Ghana, what does the future look like as far as your relationship with Ghana? Are you looking to represent Ghana sometime in the future, maybe in the Olympics, etc.?
Yeah, at the moment, I really don't know, because 2028 Olympics, that one's canceled for boxing because of the judging and all of that. But in the future, it all depends on the support that I'm getting, and it all just, I don't know. At the moment, I can't tell.
Because definitely, I'm sure a lot of people will relish the opportunity to have you represent the country, especially knowing the prospects that you really have. I mean, ranked #1 in the USA, wouldn't want to see you represent Ghana in the Olympics there. But also, let's talk about your future ambitions. What is it exactly you want to achieve, you know, in this very profession that you've embarked on?
So right now, I'm completing my associate's degree in college, and I want to pursue nursing. So I'm going to be going into that field in the future. But with boxing, I want to become pro at the nearest age possible and try to get that world championship younger than anyone else. But that's just some of my goals there.
I mean, you have nursing, you're pursuing, hoping to, you know, get into nursing. It's a very interesting mix, you know, an interest in nursing and boxing.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting mix of interest you have there. But how is it difficult? Because at the age of 15, going for training, you know, playing some of these national championships alongside your studies, it must be difficult, Joseph.
Yeah, it is difficult. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. Maybe this day I have to stay away from the gym. I need to study some more. These days, the tournaments, they're week long. So you go travel to some place, you go stay there for a week, and you have to make the sacrifice of leaving school and taking away time from your studies. So I always have to make choices on keeping myself graduated throughout the week so that all of my work is completed, and it's just things like that that I go through.
I'm sure while you try to manage your time and ensure that you allocate, you know, appropriate time for your studies and also for boxing, one person who really is helping you manage the time well must be your father. Talk to me about his role in your career thus far.
My father's role in my career has been humongous. He's there with me at all times. Me and him go everywhere together, but he's the one that's been training me from the age of 5 in boxing, and then also having the insight from someone that was a pro boxer that worked with Don King, and he also helps me make choices in day-to-day lives. I know many people don't get that, but I've been given the luxury of that to get choices to make from his insight, and also he allows me to have freedom. So I'm very happy about that.
I can see a belt hanging on your chair. Can you talk to me about it?
Yeah.
What belt is that? And just help
This
us. Yeah.
this is the most recent belt that I have won. It was
Okay.
the USA Nationals, which allowed me to retain my #1 position. So winning this, I'm already on the. This puts you on the USA. I'm basically on the USA national team at the moment.
Wow, wow. It puts you on the USA national team.
Yes.
That seems to suggest this whole talk about you possibly representing Ghana might just not happen, Joseph.
No, like right now, I'm trying to continue winning as much as possible. So right now, winning this, it just gives you more opportunity for the pros. So
But let's
it's
talk
whatever
about,
comes.
yeah, I mean, let's just talk about that last fight, which saw you win this title. I mean, how difficult was it, really?
Winning this fight, it was another 1 week tournament, so I had 3 fights within the week, and it was hard. I fought some people from that I knew that I've gone against in the past, and I was able to show my talents and win this fight. It was a very difficult fight for us to win.
We understand you're also running, running some YouTube channel where you're teaching a few tips. Talk to me about that one too. I mean, you were doing a lot. Studies,
Yeah.
teaching stuff on YouTube. Talk to me about the teaching bit.
We've recently started a new show on YouTube that we've been posting, and it's called 12 Rounds, where we go around with some of the people in the community where I live. With say we did one with the mayor of where I live, Joliet, and we've just been trying to push out community, push out making Illinois also a good boxing area. So I've been trying to do that.
Well, great guys. We're still talking to Joseph Awinongya Jr. there. Fascinating young boxer, Ghanaian, based in the USA. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back. We'll definitely wrap it up because Joseph, please hang in there for us. We'll be back very shortly. Welcome back. Speaking to Joseph Awinongya Jr. there. I mean, he's a Mayweather in the making, a Zuma Nelson in the making. Talk about some of the greatest boxers. This young chap is one that you definitely need to watch out for. Joseph, let's talk about 2023. In preview, what is the plan for this year, really?
So this year, completing my associate's degree this semester, I have another tournament coming up in March. It would be the Eastern qualifiers, and then that's going to be in Detroit. And the plan for this year is just to win as many nationals that I can and continue bringing up my ranking.
Well, for a champion like you, it looks like it's almost inevitable winning is concerned. In terms of the training routine, though, I mean, let me just, I'm sure your father is watching, but which of the training routine is the most difficult for you?
I train in the morning, and then I also train later on in the day. So after I finish school around 11 o'clock, and then I go train, and then later on in the day I train again. But I train for about, like, I would say maybe 3 to 4 hours every day. And then so it's whenever the national tournament is starting to come around, like a month before, that's when we have to increase the training. So whenever that time comes around, it gets harder.
I mean, but do you get a chance to live as a young kid, like young kids do, play games, hang around with their friends? Do you get the chance to do that? Because it looks like your life is entirely boxing.
Yeah, I have made some sacrifices in that sense as well. I don't stay around kids with my age too much, but I do stay home and play games sometimes when the weekend comes around. I recently got a new computer, so I've been playing games on that. But my main focus has been the schoolwork, making sure that I maintain A grades, and that's just the goals.
Well, definitely. We'll look forward to even possibly coming to the USA to cover some of your matches. I'm sure that that's a possibility, isn't it?
Yeah, and then soon I plan on coming back to Ghana in a little bit, in maybe the next 3 months or so.
I mean, Joseph, your final words to all those who have supported you, your final words, just say some thank you to them.
Yeah, I thank everybody who is watching at the moment, and I also thank all of my supporters from Ghana who always show love in my comment section and my Instagram. I'm very happy to know that I have so many people supporting me on my journeys and so many people that are also rooting for me to make it. So thank you all.
Joseph, thank you very much for your time tonight on Joy News Prime with me, Razak Musbau. Just an update on the Ghana game against Sudan. Ghana is leading by 2-1, and the game is pretty much nearing an end. Ghana scored a third goal, but was just allowed for an offside there. So guys, follow Joseph Awinongya Jnr. on all social media and also follow his prospect in boxing. The next 10 years, this is a world champion in the making. And hopefully, we'll be in the States to cover him sometime to come. Thank you for being a part of this, and do have a lovely evening.